the village. Go, now.
Nay! I must save them! Save the village!
Save yourself!
Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're going to be delving into the largest questions we have about the Witcher series. Keep in mind, we're sticking to the games and books here, since the TV show exists in a separate canon.
Meaning what exactly? That I ought to be looking about for giant jars holding my siblings?
Don't be foolish. Avallac'h never got that far. Apparently all his experiments ended in failure.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10, Triss's cruelty.
The only person you expect to see in a Nilfgaardian dungeon is the executioner.
Did they torture you?
They tried various things, but they got nothing from me.
I traveled half the world to find you.
If a Witcher fan decides to romance Triss, that's a clear sign they haven't read the books or played the first 2 games. In the books, Triss is pretty damn irritating. Sure, Yennefer can be sassy, but Triss is straight up abusive and does heinous things to steal Geralt from Yen. After losing his memory, Triss takes full advantage, romancing him and withholding Yennefer's existence from him. So, here's the mystery. Why is she still romanceable in 3, and why aren't Geralt and Yennefer outraged at her? It's clear she's completely fixated on Geralt and is willing to do awful things to woo him.
With Triss, it's not. I finally feel harmony, a calm. Feel like things are the way they're supposed to be.
Number 9, Conjunction of the Spheres.
In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres.
The continent's defining event was the Conjunction of the Spheres, a cataclysmic event that happened 1,500 years ago. Portals across the entire multiverse suddenly opened up, and the world previously belonging to gnomes and dwarves were swamped with humans and monsters. Interestingly, these humans canonically came from our own Earth. It's a fascinating setup, and traveling the multiverse is an exciting part of The Witcher 3. Its cause has never been explained, however, yet many theories that aim to. The Netflix series Blood Origin ends with this event, but this series is widely reviled, so we can't count that.
Every living thing fell, silent.
Number 8, The Ghost of Fyke Isle.
Geralt, can you hear me? How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Way back when The Witcher 3 had just been released, some players found a seriously spooky wooden ghost on Fyke Isle. During the quest A Tower of Mice, the shadow of a mysterious lady appears on Geralt's boat. Later on, a wooden ghost figure can be found inside the abandoned tower. It doesn't interact with Geralt at all, it just sits there looking creepy. For years, fans struggled to discover why she was there. Eventually, in 2023, it was finally solved, and the answer wasn't as interesting as many hoped. Turns out, the developers placed an invisible NPC so Geralt can talk to Keira Metz, without seeing her. Similar things are found in Cyberpunk 2077, strengthening this solution. Number 7, Iorveth.
That's Vernon Roach, Special Forces Commander for the last 4 years.
This elven rebel and commander of the Scoia'tael was a compelling character in The Witcher 2. Unfortunately, he never returned in the sequel, despite major characters like Roche and Letho reappearing. Turns out, he was supposed to be there, but the developers had to cut him. According to CDPR's Philip Weber, he was meant to be a big part of the game. Instead of rushing a smaller appearance to compensate, they cut him entirely. He was meant to appear in Velen, where he was looking for a plague cure. Iorveth would join forces with Geralt, Roche, Vess, and Thaler to find a cure. It's a shame Iorveth's story may never be resolved, as he was a highlight of The Witcher 2.
Bow low.
you stand before a head crowned.
Number 6, Avallac'h.
How did you fare on Bald Mountain?
Need to ask? You're a sage.
I ask as a courtesy. A concept you clearly forgot when you left without uttering a word.
Also briefly known as the ugliest man alive, Avallac'h was Ciri's traveling companion between the books and games. Once upon a time, he was buddies with Eredin, leader of the Wild Hunt. He did some pretty shady things to Ciri, telling her she must produce an heir for their king to leave Ternalia. This is barely mentioned in the games, making us wonder what does he do to convince Ciri to join him. Avallac'h wanted to preserve Ciri's lineage, while Eredin wanted Ciri to help them invade another world. His drastic change between the books and the games is a mystery, and makes us wonder if he was meant to betray Ciri, but it was cut.
Agreed. Yet I do believe Geralt will keep his word, withhold support from Eredin.
Number 5, the Wild Hunt's identity. Specifically, Eredin, leader of the Wild Hunt, is a severely underdeveloped character, especially compared to the phenomenal villains of the DLCs. You may have read the books after playing the games, hoping to learn more about the Wild Hunt. Then, you likely realize the books also depict him as a flat antagonist, and the games don't change this. He wants the A&L to escape their dying world, using Ciri's elder blood. He is a seriously lackluster character, whose personality is largely a mystery, unless you take him at face value and assume he really is that boring. Number 4, Pontar Valley. The Pontar Valley was a central location in The Witcher 2, having Geralt spend a chapter at Vergen, a dwarven town in the valley. It's ruled by Saskia, a dragon disguised as a human. Your actions can drastically affect its fate, with Iorveth's path leading to a free Vergen, and Roche's path causing it to fall. It represents the ongoing struggle between humans and the old races. In the sequel, we find out it fell to Nilfgaard between games. This is all we learn. The fate of Saskia and Vergen is a complete mystery. Maybe it's to avoid picking a canon timeline for 2. On the other hand, decisions like Letho's fate can be imported into 3, so maybe it was just too much work.
You'll pay war reparations and recognize the free realm of Upper Eden with Saskia of Vergen at its head.
Number 3, the Elder Blood's origins.
Leave with me, please.
I will, Geralt. Once I emerge from the tower. If I emerge.
Blood Origin does shed some light on the Elder Blood's origins, but it's not considered canon, so we're ignoring it here. It's a powerful gene that grants the owner immense magical potential and explains Ciri's powers of time and space manipulation. It was originally possessed by Laura Doran, an elven sorceress from the past and love interest for Avallac'h. The specifics of how she came to possess the Elder Blood have never been explained. It could be tied to the conjunction, or it may be purely magical. This will forever be a mystery as Sapkowski intended. Number 2, Geralt's Wild Hunt Ride.
People believe that the wraiths of the Wild Hunt are immortal. They race across the heavens, gripping in their bony hands swords, their lightning bolts.
Geralt once exchanged his life for Yennefer's, becoming a member of the Wild Hunt for a brief time. This was revealed in The Witcher 2 and expanded upon slightly in 3. Ciri managed to save him, leaving him by Kaer Morhen with an unfortunate case of amnesia. This is where the first game begins, and that's about all we know of Geralt's time with the A&L. Did he spend this time as a prisoner, or did he join them on raids wreaking havoc on innocents? Given the series' shift in focus to Ciri, we'll probably never know.
Just wonderful.
Number 1. Ciri destroying the White Frost. The White Frost caused the central conflict in The Witcher 3. Only Ciri and her Elder Blood can stop it. It causes a steady but constant snowfall until eventually food and resources deplete, and all life perishes. After achieving victory over the Wild Hunt, Avallac'h and Ciri stop the White Frost. Depending on your choices, she'll either survive or die, but with The Witcher 4's announcement, her survival is now canon, and she becomes a Witcher, something heavily foreshadowed in both the books and games. However, we have no idea what she did to stop it. It's left open-ended. Maybe in 4 it'll be explained, but it makes sense if they wanted it to be open-ended. What's the biggest question you've got about the Witcher franchise? Let us know in the comments.